Welcome back to Dracula Daily, and the question today: will Renfield get his kitten? Or cat? Or will Dr. Seward say no and we will finish this whole dilemma and whole experiment off today? Let's see. July 20th, Dr. Seward's diary. Visited Renfield very early before the attendant went his rounds. Found him up and humming a tune. He was spreading out his sugar, which he had saved in the window, and he was manifestly beginning his fly catching again. And beginning it cheerfully and with a good grace. I looked around for his birds and not seeing them, asked him where they were. He replied, without turning around, that they had all flown away. There were a few feathers about the room, and on his pillow a drop of blood. I said nothing, but went and told the keeper to report to me if there was anything odd about him during the day. 11 a.m. The attendant has just been to me to say that Renfield has been very sick and has disgorged a whole lot of feathers. My belief is, doctor, he said, that he has eaten his birds and that he just took and ate them raw. 11 p.m. I gave Renfield a strong opiate tonight, enough to make him sleep, and took away his pocketbook to look at it. The thought that has been buzzing about in my brain lately is complete, and the theory proved. My homicidal maniac is of a peculiar kind. I shall have to invent a new classification for him and call him a zoophagous, life-eating maniac. What he desired is to absorb as many lives as he can, and he has laid himself out to achieve it in a cumulative way. He gave many flies to one spider and many spiders to one bird, and then wanted a cat to eat the many birds. What would have been his later steps? It would almost be worthwhile to complete the experiment. It might be done if there were only a sufficient cause. Men sneered at vivisection, and yet look at its results today. Why not advance science in its most difficult and vital aspect, the knowledge of the brain? Had I even the secret of one such mind, did I hold the key to the fancy of even one lunatic, I might advance my own branch of science to a pitch compared with which Burton Sanderson's physiology or various brain knowledge would be as nothing, if only there was a sufficient cause. I must not think too much of this, or I may be tempted. A good cause might turn the scale for me. For may not I to be one exceptional brain For may not I to be an exceptional brain congenitally. How well the men reasoned, lunatics always do with their own scope. I wonder at how many lives he values a man, or if any at once. He has closed the account most accurately, and today began a new record. How many of us begin a new record with each day of our lives? To me, it seems only yesterday that my whole life ended with my new hope, and that truly I began a new record. So it will be until the great recorder sums me up and closes my ledger account with a balance to profit or loss. Oh, Lucy, I cannot be angry with you, nor I can be angry with my friend whose happiness is yours, but I must only wait on hopeless and work. Work. I only could have a cause as my poor mad friend there, a good unselfish cause to make me work. That would be indeed happiness. Usually, I do not talk a lot about reading, because it usually stands for itself. But Renfield aside, which I know, difficult sentence to say. Renfield aside, Dr. Seward, are you okay? He's not. Of course he's not. He's in love with Lucy. He wanted to marry her. She said no. She's engaged to his friend, and he wants to be so nice about it, and I'm happy that he is. I'm happy that he genuinely is. But work? On one hand, the fact that he's like, I just need to bury myself in work and then I will be happy. You won't. poor boy, you won't. This was never working. And on the other hand, that he knows that what he wants to do and what he plans to do is kind of wrong on a medical moral level. But he also knows that great innovation sometimes needs to break the rules. But he's also very aware that he's talking about a human mind and not anything else. And that now that he's basically waiting for an excuse to do what he wants. It's interesting. Worrisome and interesting. We will see how this will go. But next time, we will go back onto the Demeter and see how they're trapped. Until next time.